You've mentioned the book, Business as Unusual, and the tagline there is how to thrive in the new renaissance. And I guess really it's what is the idea behind that is that as a business owner, you are in charge of the decisions you make and the outcomes that you're going to achieve. What are you suggesting are some of the key things? Like you mentioned the mindset of the owner. What are the key drivers to actually be a thriving business in this unusual environment?
In this concept of business unusual, as far as a business leader is concerned, it's not actually about growth. It's about survival. Okay, survival sounds a bit horrible. So let's reframe it as being sustainable. And sustainable is not necessarily, the ESG type of sustainability and being eco, but it's really the longevity of a company. There's a Japanese concept of the longevity of companies. In Japan, there are about 30,000 of these companies, and they are hundreds of years old. They keep the business going from generation to generation. Okay, this is really coming back from that craftsmanship and all of that kind of stuff. All of these secrets were passed on from generation to generation. So in the business as unusual world that I now see is that, hey, as business owners, we should be thinking about the longevity of our companies. How can we make sure, even after our tenure, it gets passed on to the next generation? Okay, that's not necessarily our kids, but the next group of people in the company. My own company, we celebrated 30 years last year. Okay, I'm a baby boomer. My message to people was, hey, we're now hiring and we'll soon be mostly a Generation Z organization. That's the generation we're hiring now. And, it's great that we've survived 30 years. We've been sustainable for that. But what are we going to do the next 30 years? Because in 30 years from now, we'll want you celebrating and deciding what you're going to do for the next 30 years. It's got to go on and on and on and on. And that type of long-term think is actually a little bit different from, hey, let's make a quick buck. Okay? And to me, it's very, very much linked to the mindset of people, because I believe the longevity of a company, if we get it right, is actually driven by the people. Okay, we need to look after the people. We need to grow the people, because after all, these are the people we're going to be handing it over to. So why wouldn't you do that? If it was a family-owned business, you would be training up and passing it on to your kids and their kids. But in a non-familiar way, we'll hand it on to the next custodians of the company.